Every now and then when I feel a bit buggy, I look at the floor, maybe need a new ruggy. Scratch that, I'll get some beers and get chuggy. Nah, man, I know what I need, some more Man Huggie. Oh, Man Huggie. Some more Man Huggie. Put your headphones on for proper audio quality, motherfucker.
What's up? Angry Black Quarterback, episode number 27. Sorry 2.0, but it's real, and the Broncos fucking suck. We got a lot to get into today. We got bets, we got a bunch of other bullshit. Elwood's here. He's changed his background. It's more eclectic than it was before. He's got a Clifford in the background. Yeah, your background's insane. That's what I was laughing at earlier. Lots of colors, jack-o'-lanterns. It's
it's the same one before, and I'm like, what? He's not even looking at the screen.
It's all Hallows Eve, All Hallows Eve over there. It looks good though, man. For seeing what it looked like whenever you were moving in, and now it looks good, man. You've done.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy for it, man. And then we have 2.0, blank background, but at least it's not under the fucking stairs. Welcome back, sir.
Hey yo.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back.
Of course, Goody's not here. I have a feeling he'll be here later. He's always got some shit. I think he genuinely can't be here till later, so he'll just appear. And if he doesn't, we'll go through your bets. What time is it where you are right now?
9:30.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 2 hours for some reason. I feel less guilty.
No.
I feel less guilty
Okay.
now. Okay, well that's good. Well, hooray for that. So do the round of applause. Welcome back, guys. I guess we could just talk about some bullshit while we wait to do picks and stuff. Of course, we got to get into the fact that once again, Eagles win. Aww. Yeah, we'll get into your Cowboys. Do you like how it's like, are they overhyped? I love
Can
talking
I talk
shit.
about that first game straight up though?
I love talking shit to you so much. It's so much fun.
Can we be real? Eagles squeaked by yet again week 2. Y'all didn't necessarily, y'all were saying stuff about the Giants game with Cowboys and how the Cowboys won with what the Giants did. Yeah, if I've ever seen a team hand a football on a plate and say, hey, other team, we don't really want to win this game. Vikings did so many shit that was so unreal. Right off the bat, the first thing I can remember is who was the player that ran that great route down the field, and then before getting in the end zone, he just drops the ball.
Jefferson. Yeah, he got
high school shit, man.
Nah, man. What I'd say is Kirk Cousins is playing out of his mind. I think they say he's on pace to pass for 6,000 yards this season right now. If he were to stay on this pace, Kirk Cousins would pass for over 6,000 yards. He's chucking the ball all over the place, but their defense is weak. The running game's inconsistent. I mean, they're just not. I bet you they wish they had. I bet you Dalvin Cook still wishes he was on that team, to be honest. But yeah, the Eagles are playing not super great, but they ran the ball well. DeAndre Swift is 3rd in the league in rushing, and he had 1 carry in the first game. So you got to see and they really are leaning on the run game. Devontae Smith looks like the real fucking deal. He's making plays left and right, wide open, all over the place.
We had a guy in our fantasy group that dropped Swift last week. We were all making fun of him.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
he tore it up.
And then, we still have Rashard Penny who hasn't played. So, yes, did the Eagles play great? Not necessarily. Did they play well and well enough to where I'm like, okay, it's going to get better? There's room to grow. The Eagles are not playing their best football. The Cowboys, hold on. The Cowboys defense, and this is something that happens every year. Not to bring up Cowboys, so don't. But the Cowboys always get off to hot starts, especially their defenses, and we see how long it lasts throughout the season. So I'd rather my team be winning games and then be battles and then be picking up some scars along the way through the division, rather than going in and just obliterating everybody, and then whenever they finally actually get tested, they lose, because we've seen so many other teams do that. So am I 100% happy?
I want Joe's take on that.
Hold on, but am I 100% happy? No. Is there room to grow? Absolutely. But does Jalen Carter look like the real deal getting after the quarterback? Absolutely. Is our pass rush going to get better? 100%. We haven't even really seen Nolan Smith yet. Fletcher Cox looks good. Howard looks good. That defensive line looks as good as advertised. Secondary looks okay. Remember, we're missing our starting safety, starting corner, starting middle linebacker.
Well, didn't y'all lose 4 players in the game?
Not in
y'all
that
lost
game.
4 players in the game, right?
No, not that
or 3
game.
at least.
No, there was another. It was week 1. We lost Jacoby Dean. He went down with a foot injury, and then Bradbury got a concussion, and then I think it was hamstring maybe with Blankenship. So those guys are coming back. It was on. So at least they also got their short week out of the way. They got a Thursday game in, 2-0. We play the Bucks on Monday, so they have an extra little bit of a break. They get that extra day on the back end. So honestly, I'm not too mad about that, especially if our Monday Night Football game is coming off of a Thursday. Because then they didn't play all weekend. They were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they'll get a lot of lab time, a lot of film. I think they'll be ready for them. And it might be a showing out for this defense, potentially. But they're not playing 100%. And then bring it up. Kirk Cousins is chucking the ball around. But the Vikings look like they can't seal the deal. They can't get shit done. They can't get it done.
Eagles look exactly what a team look. I think you and Mr. Goody, as long as other Eagles fans, that Super Bowl hype, not losing so many players from last year and just being like, it's going to be our year again. And this rocky road, I think, should put Eagles fans in check, far as not saying y'all aren't going to have a good year, but, oh, shit, that's right. We have a new defensive coordinator. We have a new offensive coordinator. And that's what you were saying earlier, it doesn't look like y'all are gelling the way you were last year.
Yes,
y'all are winning games. The talent's still there, but it's just kind of not really what it was.
But you can't. I don't know if you can really make that type of distinction off of 2 games. Not to mention, the identity of this team is a run-first team, and they've been running the ball pretty well. So that's where it's the identity of the Eagles team is they run the ball and they get after the quarterback. Having A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, that makes it better. That gives
last year?
Yeah, dude, we led the league in rushing last year. The Eagles run the ball all over everybody. That's what the Eagles do is run the ball. So now we just have more running backs. We got to see that offensive line can still move that way. But sorry, Joe, what are your takes on that game? Are you going to talk shit? Because I'm talking shit. Tried to call you out with the title.
You got to, because he's going to talk Broncos shit. So come on, Joe.
The title of the episode is Broncos
I was
suck.
going to more so talk shit on the Cowboys, but
that's my boy.
Okay,
that's my boy. That's my boy, dude. You're going after blood right there.
3v1.
Cowboys played an anemic Giants team that had to scrape by. They had to have the largest comeback in their 90-year franchise history just to beat a team that was projected to go 0-17. So you can't base the Cowboys win over the Giants on a whole lot. And then they played an anemic Jets offense. It's your defense looks good, but
arguably gave their best player, their running back, one of their best 4 rushes. They gave the ball to Breece Hall 4 times.
Yeah, and then how many yards did he have in those 4 rushes? Because I'm pretty sure that first touch, he was fucking drilled by D-Law. 4 or 5 yards deep in the backfield.
I'm just saying, you can't sit there and say you're talking about Zach Wilson, who got benched last year and replaced by Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
So the defense,
it's
yeah, you're, like
exactly
I
what
said, your
happened
defense,
was
your
gonna
the
happen.
Cowboys' defense is fast. They're quick. They're good tacklers. But I think if you go against somebody with a good, big, physical offensive line that runs the ball, I think that defense is going to get fucking manhandled. Some of those guys are going to get pushed around, is what I'm saying. Because whenever Michael Parsons was neutralized when he played the Eagles, he didn't really do shit when he played the Eagles. Even after our starting right tackle got knocked out of the game with a concussion, he still didn't do anything with the backup in there. It's
But
true.
it's like,
That's true, though.
When
That's
a really
what
good
I'm saying
team
is
faces
it's
an
about
inferior
matchups.
team, there's domination on both
It's
sides, which has
matchups.
occurred the past 2 weeks.
it's a matchups
Um,
game.
I heard
Matchups.
someone say something about Cowboys' offense wasn't impressive.
That was me, and they weren't
Jets-
impressive last week either, dude. The
Jets
Cowboys' offense
Jets
is
are-
conservative as
okay.
fuck.
Jets are top 3 defense in the league. Do you not agree with that?
Okay, but when you throw 3 interceptions in a game,
I'm just saying, 30 points without any defensive touchdowns. People were saying field goal this, field goal that. Cowboys had a rough red zone. Well, Jets are rated #1 red zone defense. So, it kind of, the facts are there in the game. But the fact, I'm happy as a Cowboys fan that as our offense, even that's still not gelling 100%, CD Lamb is, though, killing it. 30 points on the top 3 defense in the league, I'm happy.
But you're
Well, the
you're
defense is
no, but
out
you're
there
yeah, but
for
you're
70%
skipping.
of the game.
Yeah, you're
you're gonna
skipping
get tired.
over
You're gonna
so
wear them
much.
down. You're gonna have success.
You're skipping
I
over
mean, that's
so
what our
much.
defense does.
No, you're
Our
skipping
defense
over.
3 and
That's
out,
not
baby.
It
Turnovers.
has nothing to do with your defense. That has everything to do with the fact that Zach Wilson is a terrible quarterback.
Okay,
Everybody
I
knows that.
thought this in the game with all the pressure that Zach Wilson got with the O-line being
Zach
in the shape that they're in.
Wilson. No, stop.
Let me
Zach,
finish. You think Aaron Rodgers does a better job in that game with being pressured? Because the best plays that the Jets really had were Zach Wilson scrambling and rushing. And those pressure moments with Parsons and other players, do you think Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he proved it game 1 just in the first 4 plays he played.
No, yeah,
he was
absolutely
kind of,
he does.
You know,
First of
slow
all,
man.
you're Aaron Rodgers has his best win percentage against any team is against the Cowboys. So if you're telling me it's Aaron Rodgers versus any version of the Cowboys, off of history and off of the facts that are there, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers every single time because he beats y'all. Look, Zach Wilson was 12 of 27 for 170 yards and 3 interceptions. If you're throwing 3 interceptions, it doesn't matter what your defense does. Like, we watched Tom Brady go to what we considered a very bad 30 interceptions, 30 touchdowns Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that had a stacked defense that was dead last in the league and was terrible. And why were they so bad? Because their offense was anemic. They kept turning the ball over, creating turnovers. So the Cowboys they have beaten teams that they should beat. I'm waiting to see them play somebody that might be on their same caliber. Because we cannot say the Jets. No, the Jets without Aaron Rodgers are a shell of what they normally are. Their defense played your offense actually pretty fucking good. But whenever you're throwing an interception and you're giving the ball up at the 30, there's only so much you can do. Whenever you're getting the ball in field goal range, or you're sacking the crap out of my quarterback who's holding the ball too long, it completely like that offense completely ruined it for the Jets. Because if Sauce Gardner gets that interception, takes it back for a touchdown like he should, it's 14-10 going into the half, and you guys are down. But they couldn't stop turning the ball over.
If Gilmore and I forget who the other player was on the play don't whiff both the tackles on Wilson.
Oh, but what do you think it's going to be? But like, dude, I'm telling you,
it wasn't like he outran our cornerback and just was like a deep ball. He was, beat him in the route with speed, and he was just gone. It was like 2 dudes straight up whiffed their tackle, freak play, only touchdown of the game by the Jets, surprisingly, because it was, not saying Wilson's not good as a receiver, because he is, but, when I took that away at the end of the game, I was like, wow, their only touchdown was literally a play that 2 of our defensive dudes just really fucked up on the play.
Yeah, Dak was 31 of 38 for 255 and 2 touchdowns. That's just like dump off town. Tony Pollard 25 for 72 yards, 2.9 yards per rush. That's what I'm saying. Like Deuce Vaughn had 3 for 16. 3 rushes
We
for
we
16
moved the
yards.
ball though consistently.
CeeDee
down the
Lamb
field
got the
whole
ball a
game.
lot, but Pollard 7 catches for 37 yards and 5.3. Their third leading receiver was Jalen Tolbert. So he basically chucked the ball. Almost half of his throws were to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I'm just saying I'm not, and like honestly, that Javon Curse pick at the end, he just literally threw it to him. Some of those are the most bonehead throws where someone would throw the ball away or get the ball out quicker. I'm just curious to see whenever the Cowboys play a big physical offense like they have
I
coming
guess
up
we can't talk
against the
about
49ers.
until, like,
I want to
2 more
see
weeks.
how your defensive line and because I just gave you a compliment. I said your defense is fast and they're very good tacklers. They run sideline to sideline just as good as anybody else in the league. But I'm interested to see Diggs, who gets burned as much as he gets picks, and Gilmore, who's been a journeyman because he has issues with matchups. When y'all play the Vikings, that's a sleeper game you guys could lose because Jefferson could go off for 230 and just line up on Gilmore the whole time. Like there's ways it's gonna be interesting to see how people scheme for your defense, especially like the 49ers, of course the Eagles, certain teams that running the ball and having a powerful offensive line is one of the strong suits. Everything else complements that because it could get you in trouble. Undersized guys. I'm just curious to see it. You've beaten 2 teams you're supposed to beat. Like to Joe's point, Giants are trash.
Dominated.
Giants
Let's say dominate.
Giants are
Not
terrible.
just win.
But I'm not that impressed by these offensive stats that y'all put up with 3 picks. 31 to 38, yeah, but that's dink and dunk, man.
Well, I feel like you can only say statements like that
No.
if you're impressed with the Eagles stats.
No, I just said that we ran the ball well, but no, Jalen Hurts hasn't been throwing the ball that great. Goddard's not getting the ball that much. The offensive line definitely needs some work. We have a new right guard who's normally a center.
I think Baker takes off town on Monday. So
Well, Blankenship and all
Baker's
them are
gonna
supposed
be
to play.
baking.
I don't know,
They'll
man.
put the Eagles in the oven.
I think he's going to have issues seeing over the offensive line. I think if everybody gets their hands up, I think it might be a Jalen Carter breakout party.
He's the rookie y'all got, right?
Yeah. And he's like second.
Yeah,
he's like second.
He's really good.
He's like first or second in the league in like quarterback hurries and rushes. Like he's and he's played like like less than half of the snaps. He just gets after people. He's a monster. As long as he can like.
Well, what's next game you want to talk about? 'Cause I know I'm going to talk more Cowboys when good to get to.
Oh, it's so hard. Elwood. Oh, let's talk about this Broncos game 2.0. Tyler, you're a Broncos fan. I saw that Hail Mary. I was stoked.
Yeah. Would you rather have not had the Hail Mary at all? And not, like, build
100%.
up that
It
hope?
hurts
Yeah.
so much more having
bet.
that like thought that holy fuck, we could actually come back. We could force OT, and then for us to not get it on a bullshit no call.
Yeah, that was hard.
That
man.
was frustrating.
Yeah, that was a dumb
That was
play call, though. I mean, not to be a dick. Fuck Sean Payton. He sucks. Sean Payton sucks.
Well, I mean, we could very easily be 2-0 right now. Most likely 1-1.
Who's your defensive
we had it.
coordinator?
Vance Joseph.
Oh, okay. I like Vance Joseph.
I do too. I like him too. Like, so against the Raiders, we were 1 missed PAT from theoretically having a tie game. We go into overtime. Yeah, we could still lose, but who knows? And then we're a no call on a PI. Oh, sorry. No call on a PI from going into overtime again, which, yeah, we could lose, but we could also have won that. Both games were at home. I like our chances at home in overtime. It's like, yeah, we're 0-2. Yeah, we definitely have big concerns, but like, it's not as bad as I was expecting, honestly. Gotta plug in my laptop. Hold up.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with Kareem not being used pretty much the whole game.
Mm-hmm. It was very concerning how we let up a 21-3 lead. That's obviously not something that you want to see, especially against an offense like the Commanders. Yeah, they're good. Eric Bieniemy
Dude, Sam Howell's
It
a
was
beast,
good
dude,
to
I'm
see
telling
him
you.
have success.
Dude, Brian
Like,
Robinson. Wow.
No, dude, Sam Howell is a
Yeah.
beast. I've been saying that on this podcast for a while. I thought that's who the Bucks should have drafted. If the Bucks take Sam Howell, he's starting for the Bucks right now. They're probably still 2-0, but that team's like he's like a better version of Baker Mayfield to me. And he just chucked it. I mean, he put up some points, man. He makes some big boy throws, and he's not that big, but he slings the fucking ball, man. I'm running a video right now on stream of just some of these zips he had where he's standing in the pocket.
right, he looks good. My biggest takeaway from the game, though, is I'm concerned about like end of game plays. We saw it with the Broncos game. We saw it with the Lions and Seahawks game. Both times on the last play of the game, there was a blatant penalty. Broncos being the PI, the Lions and Seahawks. Aiden Hutchinson got held. I mean, the lineman had his arm over his shoulder, just blatantly holding him as Geno Smith was rolling out, and they both didn't get called. I think that's because the NFL is saying, hey, last play of the game, don't take it out of the player's hands. Keep it in the player's hands. And the players know that, so they're going to be more blatant with these penalties because they know the refs aren't going to call it. So you're going to see a lot more controversial endings to games with penalties that should be called. But they aren't going to do it because the NFL doesn't want to take it out of the player's hands. And I think that stems from the Super Bowl last year where that was that play call on the Chiefs' last drive with it was like PI or defensive holding or something.
Yeah.
And it took the game out of the player's hands. I was very upset to see that. But now this is kind of like the unintended consequence of that. And I think it's going to happen a lot the rest of the season.
Or the overcorrected.
Mm. Like, we're just going to see players acting out and committing what they know are penalties because they know the refs aren't going to call them.
Yeah, man. That was brutal. That was you hate to see that. I thought that was a bad play call for that. I think that because Russ didn't really have a run option. I think that if you give him that run option on that 2-point, like he's kind of rolling out, he's getting pressured, but he just forces the ball. But I think he was looking for it. But man, brutal.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you go back to the Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl, Sean Payton should have learned the lesson that you run the ball with Russ on the goal line.
Or you run the ball with Lynch, dude.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but when Russ is your quarterback, you run it.
Yeah. Don't no. But who do y'all play this week? Do you feel like you're gonna bounce back?
We're in Miami, so no.
Ooh.
But that could be a game where you come in being overlooked, light it up.
I mean, we're 6.5-point dogs. I don't know. I mean, our defense is definitely going to struggle against them. It's just a matter of can our offense keep up with the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Because it definitely helps that Jalen Waddle's going to be hurt for the Dolphins. So Pat Surtain can just focus on Tyreek Hill the whole time. You get a safety over the top to help limit him. And then it's just, can the rest of our defense hold their own against the Dolphins? And we'll see.
Can you get to Tua?
Mm-hmm.
I hate the Dolphins, man. I hate Tua.
Wow.
I don't mind the Dolphins. I like their head coach.
I like their head coach.
I
I just
hate
don't
a
like
team
his.
that
I
hasn't
just don't
really
like his
been-
throw motion. I don't like that he's a lefty. I don't that it's like I'm wearing a camera so my coach can see what I see. I'm just like it's kind of corny to me.
But if it was the Eagles doing it, it would be cool.
No, I would have been pissed if they drafted Tua. I would have been pissed. I just never liked Tua. It's like, meh. Right, he just kind of like flutters it out there. He's good. He's accurate. He throws a good ball. So I'm not hating on his game. It's just not. To me, he's not like a pretty quarterback. It's not pretty watching him play. Even when he's at his best and his most efficient, I'm not like, ooh.
Jay needs his pretty quarterbacks.
No, but like Joe Burrow.
Pretty
When
bad.
Joe Burrow's out there slanging it,
Oh God!
it just
You had to literally, I literally made
or
a joke about
Mahomes.
And you had to first pick the best looking quarterback in the league.
No, I'm
So,
not
like,
talking about.
the game
I'm not
that
talking
well.
about physical looks. About how he plays the
I
position
know.
and his
I
throw
know.
motion and what he does. I like his style of game. They all have different styles. Everybody plays differently.
Well, not this year. Not this year. I think they rushed Joe too soon. I think it's showing. Oh,
Well, I mean, who's their backup?
I'm out for me.
Chase Daniel.
No, Chase is retired. Ooh, Elwood's in trouble. Well, you
You
like
see that
my?
Kareem Hunt injury? I
Oh
don't know
no,
if
no,
I'm
it was
skipping ahead.
it was Chubb. It was Chubb.
Yeah, Nick Chubb. That's what I'm
Do you
thinking
need
of.
another?
Oh, are you still there?
Like that shit was gruesome.
Yeah. Sorry, I just muted him. I think he has his headset still on, so I can hear Elwood. So I muted him for him. Yeah, to Chubb, that was nasty, man. That was, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
Love Chubb. I've always liked him, and I know he's overcome an injury like this before, where he tore everything. What his PCL, and he bounced back and still became like the best running back in the league. So that's wild. You hate to see it, man. And it sucks because I like Nick Chubb, and Deshaun Watson's just like creep. You know, I don't know. And it's obvious. Like it seems like everybody hates him. Like that he plays with. No one's really like fucks with him like that. Maybe his teammates, I guess, but and he's like grabbing face masks. I was like, dude, you're looking so bad right now. You're not helping your case. He's like,
No, I mean, Nick Chubb was the one positive on that Browns team. He's like the one like person you could really get behind. One person you really was just going back and forth.
yeah, and now so they just re-signed Kareem Hunt to a 1-year deal today. And then Jerome Ford, dude, he went off, man. He had that one crazy run, 16 carries for 106. I was pissed they didn't give him the touchdown. That was fucked up. And then, oh, is he back?
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. You took your mic with you, so I muted you because I didn't know what was going on.
Well, I thought I pressed it. I don't know.
No, you're good. I muted you.
I guess I don't know how to mute this shit.
I just heard
But
you
yeah,
talking.
she needed her medicine.
But Jerome Ford went off. We were already talking about something.
I don't know.
What's up?
No, I was going to talk about what y'all were talking about, and I don't think y'all have already said it. Raise of hands of who instantly went to the internet to see the hit.
I didn't. I don't like watching that stuff.
I'm weird. I'm just.
Yeah, I would.
Because they didn't show the replay on live TV.
Yeah,
have to go look it up.
Yeah.
So me, it's like not a like I need to see something grotesque, but it's like instantly when it's like, oh, we're not showing you this. I'm like, oh, now I have to see this.
I was doing something and like around, and I missed it, and then they were carting them off. I was like, holy shit! So I was like, what happened? So I instantly am looking, and then they're like, we're not going to show anything, and I was like, well, I have to see whatever this is.
I mean, it's weird because I thought like Dak's ankle was pretty gnarly when they showed it. I mean, this was gnarly, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I guess I can't downplay it because I literally yelled out loud on my phone after I was like, oh, whoa, that 90-degree angle.
Yeah, you hate to see it, man. And he's super good. He's really chill. He's real quiet. He doesn't talk a lot of shit or say anything real crazy. He's actually a pretty quiet, humble dude, and just like runs out there and beast modes people. He's so fast.
Yeah, I think
it's just like you hate to see it. It's rough.
I thought that's cool how the Steeler fans were very respectful.
Well, yeah,
especially with such a rivalry between the two teams.
I think it's funny how like when he had that injury, like you said, carting him off, he was still very calm and collected. Then when Mac Jones had his high ankle sprain, he's like rolling on the floor. He's like, "Oh my god, this hurts so much."
Nick Chubb is like the Marvin Harrison
on the field. Like even with the initial injury, where his lineman went to grab his hand to pull him up, and he kind of gave him this look and just shook his head. I was like, bro. Like after watching that video, I was like, "Yeah, how are you not just like yelling
Dude, Nick Chubb is like the Marvin Harrison of running backs. He's just a monster. He's so strong and is like a unit. That dude is a unit. And
So
did
do you
they
think he
finally
can
come out?
come back from this?
What did they say? What it actually the
it's
injury
possible. We'll see. I don't know if he's the same as he was, but it's possible, I'm sure.
I mean, it's the same knee that he fucked up before. So I think it's like
Yep.
PCL, LCL, and MCL or something like that.
They'll,
was.
Like-
What he
or
did everything.
he'll come back
but
as like a
one.
running backs coach for the Browns.
Yeah.
Watch. They'll bring him back as a running backs coach or something. Or somebody would.
If I'm coming back as a coach, I'm not being in Cleveland if I don't have
Somebody
to.
would. He go to Georgia. He'll just go to Georgia and be a running backs coach.
I'd
Yeah,
take that
I
over
did.
Cleveland.
Oh yeah, but they instantly called Kareem Hunt, so they're bringing him back because
I
they,
picked him up today on fantasy.
you know, Deshaun Watson looks like shit. There's no other way to describe it. Amari Cooper is still legit, and Joku's a joke. He sucks, and Joku's such an overhyped.
Dude,
Buster.
what was up with Moore? Moore couldn't catch a pass. Where it was like 4 actual deep balls, and if he caught it, he couldn't keep his feet.
But that's why Elijah
And,
Moore's. This is like his second team. I mean, Elijah Moore's not known for being consistent.
But he's almost. I think game 1 he was number 1 targeted receiver, and then he was tied for second or tied for first, or like it was real close with him and Cooper last game. So it's like Watson apparently wants to use him, but yeah, just not really.
What other games you got? Saints barely beat the Panthers. Who wins that division? Atlanta?
Oh, by far, I think so. Well, not by far.
They just beat the
'cause I think
Packers.
No, it's a toss-up between Atlanta and Tampa. You know, because I think they're both surprising the whole league right now, and we'll see how consistent it'll be. But I will say, for consistency, and if they stay healthy, Atlanta's game plan is going to be the more, if they can keep that running game like they've been doing, and if Bijan Robinson keeps on being a beast like he was in college, I think Atlanta's going to be really good.
Because beating the Packers is pretty decent, and I mean, some people hate on them.
The Packers look good with Jordan Love.
I like Desmond Ritter, man. I like Ritter. But Bijan Robinson's second in the league in rushing behind Christian McCaffrey and 19 carries for 124. That's
He is a new. I mean, he was the Christian McCaffrey in college. It's like he could go out wide receiver. He could be right. You know, he was just everything.
I mean, the Packers didn't play bad. I mean, Jordan Love, 14 of 25 for 151 and 3 tutties. That dude's efficient as shit. Just lighting up the scoreboard. But at the end of the day, they end up losing to the Falcons. The Falcons are 2-0. I mean, I think the Falcons have the inside track on winning the division. I don't believe in the Bucks until I have to see like a bigger sample size of Baker Mayfield. They haven't given me any reason. Like, I believe in the Rams right now more than I believe in the Bucks.
Ooh. Okay.
Based off of the level of I mean, because to jump to another game, 49ers versus Rams, they lost by 7. I mean, Brock Purdy didn't throw any touchdowns. Matt Stafford, 34 of 55 for 307. I mean, he's just chucking it. But who is this Tutu Atwell, man?
Oh, Tutu?
Oh, I know. What's his name? Where is it? No, Puka. This guy.
Yeah,
Puka
Tutu's
Nicholas?
his sidekick.
Okay, yeah. This Puka from BYU.
BYU.
He's just like a mini. I didn't know him until he had success this season, but I guess he's just like a mini Cooper Kupp.
But he's like a bigger guy. He's pretty big. He already has a wiki page, dude.
Well, then also their running back, he's second in the league in fantasy points right now.
He's 6'1",
Akers?
Yeah, no, not Akers. It's this new guy. They're looking to trade Cam Akers right now.
They did. They sent him to the Vikings for a swap.
Oh, that's official?
Yeah.
Ooh. For a trade?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, swap 6th round picks.
Yeah, because they gave all theirs away.
wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm hoping Eckler
Played at
comes back
Washington,
to the Chargers
Washington,
for me.
and BYU. He holds the record for most receptions in a game by a rookie with 15, and that was what, this fucking game.
Yeah, Kyron Williams, that's his name.
Oh,
Aaron
okay.
Williams.
But he's been going off. I mean, I like just based off of that level of competition, it makes me believe it more in.
It's kind
The
of crazy
Rams.
this year with running backs. It's almost so far, and not total 50-50, but it's kind of a balance of like good veteran, like team staple running backs are getting horrible injuries, or new running backs are literally. It's not like, oh, old running backs are getting worse, and then the new guys are stepping up. It's just like, oh shit, everyone's getting hurt, and then like you were just saying, Joe, like, wait, who's this guy's name on the Rams?
Well, this is the
Swift.
issue.
Like,
Well,
what year is this for Swift?
Swift. This
Second?
this is fourth year. He was on Detroit,
Fourth.
and then they
Oh,
and they were
okay.
going to draft a
Never heard
running
of
back.
him.
So he was like, "Then get me the fuck out of here." So he's like kind of a 1-year rental, looking for a long-term deal with a lot to prove. So he's out there to ball. He's trying to ball so he can go get fucking paid by us or by somebody else. But no, what's happening is all these running backs have been talking about not needing to be paid. I mean, Dave, we just saw Montgomery for the Lions go down a couple weeks with an ankle injury. Kenneth Gainwell of the Eagles is out. We just talked about Chubb having his knee go out. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, Cordell Patterson's been out. There's all these running backs that are hurt that aren't playing right now, and they're all complaining about their contracts not getting paid enough. You see Dobbins go down. I mean, we've seen all these running backs get hurt left and right. And so some of them are holding out for bigger deals, whatever.
You said Eckler's got an ankle issue right now that they're like really hush-hushing, no timetable.
Well, yeah, but Eckler also didn't really want to play, and they signed him to a 1-year deal. So a lot of these running backs are like not.
Same thing with Saquon.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are not playing. I feel like I'm not saying they're faking their injuries, but I am saying there's a lot of running backs that are out right now that are about to be up for contracts, and they don't want to play unless they're paid. And now we're seeing some of them fall to injuries, or someone like Nick Chubb, who some people think he already should be the highest paid running back in the league, and he was on his way to being that. Gets his knee blown out by Micah Fitzpatrick on a legal tackle, and Nick Chubb's a monster. So a lot of people go for his legs because he's really big.
I was gonna say,
Like if you try to, any issue. You can't hit him in the chest. That's not gonna work. Like, you're gonna get hurt then.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But it's like it's written in the NBA script or the NFL script that there's all these injuries to running backs. That was a hot button issue over the offseason and in mini camps and OTAs, was running backs not showing up, running backs wanting to get paid. Where are they going to go? People not being happy where they are, like a Dalvin Cook. I mean, Christian McCaffrey did it before last year. I mean, we've, Saquon Barkley, and then they barely are signing these deals just to get out on the field. And now half of them are out.
Well, put those boys in some Little Giants bubble wrap and send them out on the field. I mean, come on.
But I mean, what is it likely if they just don't want to fucking play because they're not getting paid what they think they're due? Raiders are bad. Jags are. I mean, the Chiefs are struggling. The Jags are better than I thought they would be. Granted, they couldn't score any touchdowns in that game, but Calvin Ridley's on a warpath and is out here making plays. That boy looks good. He came back off with the year off, and he looks. And everybody was,
You don't think Lawrence is good?
No, I think Lawrence is great, but I think they're still a young team and they're growing. And now he just got the best weapon he's ever had since he's been in the league. And Calvin Ridley being out there makes everybody else better on the field.
And he's got an older tight end too that helps with quarterback.
Yeah, well, he's got veterans in place. I mean, Calvin Ridley isn't a veteran. He's just, he's had to sit out last year because he was, play some bets and parlays and shit.
Right, I meant Ingram.
Oh, well, Ingram's good. You could
Still saying like a Witten to a Romo.
Yeah, Lawrence played all right. Their running game struggled. Christian Kirk played well. Ridley had a bunch of chances in the end zone and just couldn't connect. But, I mean, I think that the Jags are only going to get better as the season continues.
I mean, with that division, you would hope.
Who do y'all play this week? Cowboys?
Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I said I got to wait like 2 weeks for like actually, I guess, be happy with the win.
Seahawks beat the Lions. Chargers lose to the Titans. My last year pick to not make the playoffs, the Los Angeles Chargers. And I still think they won't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that Cowboys are 2-0 and Chargers are 0-2 with Kellen Moore over there. I said it 2 years in a row. We didn't need that guy, and he was fucking up the team.
Yeah.
But I don't know why people were praising him so much. I honestly don't.
Did we lose 2.0? Is he pooping?
I guess so.
Is he pooping?
Hey, my scoops.
Poop scoops.
What do you think was the best game of the week for you?
The best game or best team?
Best game.
The best game last week? That Seahawks Lions.
I mean, the best team is Cowboys.
The Seahawks Lions game was really good. That was a good game.
Seahawks won?
Yeah, I mean the Giants with the comeback because the Giants came back. So I always love a comeback. Seeing that the Giants aren't great. It took that big.
Hey, Joe was talking some shit on the Giants earlier, but you talk about a comeback, and not only a comeback, but a comeback with losing Saquon Barkley. Like, not an easy task for that team. Kudos to them.
Well, yeah, but you're playing a team that's literally tanking for to draft.
Oh, believe me, I know. Well, tanking, organizational, and locker room.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals will lose it on purpose. So I mean, you can't put a whole lot of stock in that comeback
and
against
I'm
them.
not sure where the Cowboys are playing, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I saw Vegas is giving Cowboys a 2.5. Ooh.
What, giving you 2.5? Is that what she said?
No, 12.5.
Oh yeah, I mean you guys should destroy
it's a
them.
big spread. You usually don't see spreads that big.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, damn, like they have no faith in the Cardinals.
They're really bad. They're not a good team.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I hope I don't get beat by showed up by the take the bus to work today.
Yeah, because in week 4, y'all play the Pats. That'll be a good game.
And then honestly, our easiest part of our schedule is the beginning. And then mid through the end of Cowboys' schedule is actually pretty, because I think week 16 we play the Bills.
The Eagles have the toughest schedule. Y'all have like the second or third toughest schedule. Because we all basically play the same teams.
Well, you can argue, and Joe can argue too, but Cowboys, you have to say right now, as today exists, before Thursday Night Football, Cowboys are the number 1 team in the league, with a 70 to 10 point ratio in their first 2 games.
No, because I look at level of competition, and I'd say no. I'd say Miami's probably the best team right now, and I don't like Miami.
I'd say 49ers.
Yeah, Miami, 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles. I mean, and then it's kind of a toss-up because you want to put another 2, but I don't want to put the Titans in there. You don't want to put the Commanders in there. You'd think it'd be someone like the Saints.
Who's 49ers are playing tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, they play the Giants.
Ooh, man, talk about a huge upset. Let's go, Giants. What's the point spread on that, Joey?
10.
Okay. Damn, we can make some money betting on the Giants.
Or you could
we'll get to that later.
Or you could lose your money betting on
drop some dimes on Dammy.
Dammy
boy.
Let me message this jabroni and see if he's coming.
Yeah. Making us wait on a live podcast like we're in a fucking just normal phone call.
So something I want to go back to that you said, Elwood.
Yeah.
said like about Kellen Mond and how basically just Kellen Mond. Like, do you really think he was the problem when he went to
Kellen Moore?
LA
Yeah.
and the Rams are having a lot of offensive successes here with arguably not very good weapons?
You mean the
Wait.
Chargers? No,
Kellen,
Kellen Moore's on
Oh
the
yeah,
Chargers.
Chargers.
Moore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chargers are still being good.
No, it's more of, as a Cowboy fan, we heard for so long about how Kellen Moore was one of the better things about the offense. He was such an amazing play caller, and people preseason were talking about it was going to hurt the Cowboys losing him and having Mike McCarthy, and there was no faith in Mike McCarthy. So it was nice to see that the Cowboys with Mike are 2-0, and Kellen's team that he went to is 0-2.
But what you're
Not
talking
like a-
about, but you're talking about,
not like a.
but this is what I'm saying is that your offense hasn't looked that great since Kellen Moore's left in 2 games. Your offense
We've been
is not
consistent. Just because we don't have these like normal showy plays that are just like what's the most entertaining thing to watch. Cowboys have consistently
stop listen
with the
in
Jets,
your stop
move the ball down the field.
Week one, Dak Prescott 13 of 24 for
a fucking thunderstorm
indoors for 143. Actually, it's outdoors for 143 passing yards. 13 of 24 for 143 passing yards. Tony Pollard, 14 of 70 for 5 yards. It's all your defense. And then in week 2,
that was the shittiest game. I mean, that's what's gonna win you the game in a cold, snowy weather game or in a rainy, downpour game. All game, it's the defense that's gonna win those games. I mean, did you remember playing football?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, you can hate on all you want on the offense, but
look what happened. I just don't think they're the best. They don't look like the best time. They don't look like the best team. They don't look like the best team in football.
No, will you please go to stats for the week that didn't rain on them all day and how Dak had the best start of any game of his career?
I've already started about it, and I said that's not that great.
Yeah, he did.
31 to 38 for 255, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And then Tony Pollard was 25 rushes for 72 yards or 2.9 yards per carry. That's not good.
I mean, it was solid.
He runs the ball 3 times, you punt. That's what that means. So I'm saying is your defense is playing opportunistic and making great plays and turning the ball over, which is what's keeping you in these games. And it's been great for y'all, but it's not like your offense is doing that great. That's what I'm saying is it'll be interesting when you play a more physical-based team that matches up, that mismatches against the speed that your defense has. Right now you've played 2 teams that are missing key pieces. Or one of them has no offensive line, so it doesn't matter if you can't run or pass block. You can't do shit when you're the Giants right now. Imagine if they were actually like playing people, if they actually had decent talent on the Cardinals. With the Cardinals probably wouldn't have had that comeback happen in the first place. They were up like 20-0. But I give more props of that to your defense than your offense, and your defense still was playing a subpar team.
We just lose the host. We just watched.
What happens if we lose the host? Like, is it on us to keep the podcast going? How does that work?
Yeah,
I don't know.
New Cowboy. Well, we still don't have video. We have your audio though.
Oh, weird. But no,
it's a lot of faith you have in us.
All I'm saying is that you can't act like they've been playing top tier competition. They've played the teams that they're supposed to play, and they beat them.
No, it's 30.
And that's fine. But if anybody thought the Jets even stood a chance playing the Cowboys without Aaron Rodgers, they're the same team they were last year without Aaron Rodgers. Not good.
What was the favorite points on that game? Do you remember, Joe, what the Cowboys had going into the Jets game?
It had to be like 4.5. At least.
Dude, everyone said it was going to be a close game.
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
I can pull it up. Game. Like I said, I heard somebody's prediction pregame 6-9. I laughed when I heard it.
All I'm saying is
3 field goals.
It'll be interesting to see whenever you guys go up against tougher defenses that are more physical.
Tougher defenses? Jets are top 3. The only tougher we can go against is
And
49ers.
they stopped you from running the ball, and Dak was dinking and dunking. But they kept turning the ball over at such an alarming rate. They literally were on the field the whole game. He only threw one ball at Sauce Gardner, and it almost got picked off and ran back for a touchdown.
First drive of the game.
And then they didn't. And then they didn't even throw to his side the rest of the game. They just avoided him
because we scared him. Ooh.
So what happens if you guys play the Patriots and you lose to the Patriots? Then what?
Because we lose to the Patriots.
Because we beat the Patriots.
Oh, because we beat them.
There you go. Well, that's the logic you're taking. I'm saying the Jets are a shell of what they should be, especially on offense. They hit you with one big play, but Wilson looks exactly like he did last year. They looked like a team that's picking in the top 5.
What if we destroy the Patriots and y'all barely beat them? Then can I have some respect?
No, never. That's not how this works.
Then don't
make
false narratives where the respect would even exist.
No, because it's my podcast, so I get it's my show.
I know. Well, it's called Angry Black.
And you're my Cowboys heel, so that's why I need you.
So the spread for the Cowboys Jets game was 8.5.
Oh wow, okay.
So it wasn't even supposed to be close, right?
No.
8.5 is pretty bad. Well, he hasn't responded, so I don't know where he is.
Goody.
I guess he wasn't he 9:30 last week?
Yeah.
I feel like he was.
He knew I was gonna pwn him with all my points tonight.
All right, well, let's go through next week's games for a little before we do bets. So Giants, Niners, I think we're all taking the Niners. Falcons, Lions, that's going to be a good game.
Falcons. But I think it'll be close.
Where's it at? Is it in Detroit?
Yeah, Falcons at, I believe, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, Falcons at. That'll be a good game.
But a running offense, I feel like, does better on the road than a pass heavy.
Valid. That's valid.
Right,
I like the Lions in that one.
But it's also indoors. You got to remember it's an indoor game. So, I got to grab something. So it's an indoor game, so it's not out of the realm that passing offense. And they've been passing the ball well. London and them, they've been making plays, so it could be interesting. One sec. Don't keep talking.
No, dude, we're going dead silent. Should have put some Jeopardy music on. Yeah, I can't believe Cowboys-Cardinals game is at 3:30. I thought they would have bumped that down to noon.
No way,
I don't think
I thought they only
Cardinals
bumped it after like week 8 of the season or something
totally.
like that.
Like I said, I don't think the Cardinals deserve any prime time or American game of the
while
week
we're
spot.
waiting here, love the Colorado shirt there.
Yeah, man. Go Coach Prime. I've had this for a while, too. So I was like, oh, man, now I can actually wear this, and it's cool.
Do they actually play Oregon this weekend, or is that next?
Did you guys
This
They
weekend?
play Oregon. They are 24-point dogs.
Did you guys watch that game, I'm assuming?
I didn't, unfortunately.
I did.
I was out on a ranch.
I illegally streamed it, allegedly. It was a good game. It was crazy. I mean, and now that one player for Colorado State's been getting like death threats and shit, which is pretty dumb. But that was a super cheap hit. That was a dirty ass hit. Dirty.
See, I didn't even know there was anything like that.
Oh, there's the Travis Hunter. He's their like wide receiver corner, Mr. Do It All. He's really good. He was
the number 1 player in the country coming out of high school. Made history by being like the first 5-star recruit to go to a HBCU.
Yep.
So he followed Deion Sanders to
Colorado.
Jacksonville State.
Yeah, and he's on
Colorado.
And he's on some like high school, and he's on some he's out for like 3 or 4 weeks. But he's on some like backyard football shit where he's like starting corner, one of their leading receivers. He's all over the place. He's a crazy athlete. He's awesome.
So is this other kid getting like any suspension?
No, I mean he got a flag, but now people are like harassing him and his family. They're doing death threats. They're all sorts of stupid shit, which is dumb. But it was definitely a dirty hit. That game, Colorado State definitely played dirty. I know that's an overplayed narrative in like the sports media right now, but man, that was a dirty ass game. They were playing dirty as fuck. And Colorado shouldn't be able to beat Oregon. It'd be interesting if they did. That's a thing that's a game that they lose though. They lose shit like that. They always lose a game, something dumb. Oregon always loses a dumb game to like Oregon State or some stupid team they shouldn't lose to. That always happens. And then they're out of the championship hunt every year. Always happens. And then they make it and they get the shit kicked out of them the one time they do make it.
What are they ranked?
What is Oregon? Let's look.
I don't know if they are.
That's what I thought.
Oregon's ranked.
They were.
Oregon's ranked.
Maybe they're 11. So I know they play USC the week after, and USC is 5, I think, 5 or 6. Texas is number 4.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I don't know.
Oregon's 10.
I think Alabama was technically overranked to start the season, and just the fact that Texas beat them bumped them up so high. So I don't know if it's a justified. I don't know if Texas. We'll see how the year goes. You know, just
but Bama's,
watching Texas for so many years, man. Middle of the season's a rough part.
This will be an off year for Bama. Obviously, it already is, but Bama's going to be scary as fuck next year. Bama's going to be super scary next year because he's going to be sitting there developing these quarterbacks. They're going to get grilled. They're going to get so much trial and error under Nick Saban. It's going to be crazy. It's like it's weird to think that this will be like an off year for him and he didn't have like one loaded up on the bench ready to go for him really. But yeah, he's going to – because he had like just a string of quarterbacks, just boom, 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 just heir apparent. Oh, well, you know, it's Jalen Hurts. Oh, it's – Tunga, it's Tua, it's McElroy, it's fucking Mac Jones. He's just like blown through all these because he's had time to groom them, and he hasn't really had as much time to groom any of these players he has now. So it's interesting to see him struggle. But next year, Bama's going to be scary as shit. And Oregon's 10. Oregon, if you go out there and you hit him in the mouth, I think that the Colorado offense can probably keep up with Oregon. But it's their defense keeping up because they got some track athletes on that team that they see get a little bit of daylight and those guys are gone. Oregon's always fast. If they're one thing, they got some speed on their team, and that'll be interesting because Colorado's looks surprisingly slow on defense, on the linebacker position. They don't have that good of a pass rush. From what in the games that I've watched, I haven't been like overly impressed with their play. His kid who plays like corner safety or I feel like he's everywhere. He makes a lot of plays. But other than that,
he has one on defense and one is the quarterback.
Yeah, for one on defense, he wears 21. He's flying around making picks, doing all sorts of stuff. Obviously, you have Hunter. But there's a lot of people that I'm waiting to see somebody other than like the name brands on that team really make a big play. They made some plays late in the Colorado game or Colorado State game, but like on a consistent basis. Their defense looks very push aroundable. Is it all over? If they all right? Because their schedule's rough. They play Oregon, USC, Arizona.
So I think those are the biggest 2 tests. It'd help if they had Travis Hunter. Because like them not being at full strength and for their 2 toughest games, it's gonna be rough. And I think best case scenario they go 1-1.
Here they have Oregon, USC, Arizona State, then Stanford, UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, and they finish with Utah. That's a tough schedule. So as of right now, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games against ranked opponents left. That's a tough schedule for the Prime. But yeah,
I'll tell you the easiest bet I've made in years. So the win total for Colorado this year was 3.5. That was the win total. Like before the TCU game, I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, all these experts are like saying Colorado has such a bad roster. They're going to struggle so much this year. And I'm like, The roster is full of 4 and 5-star recruits. Deion Sanders is coming in. He knows how to win. He's a good coach.
Good
The
motivator.
Pac-12 is not that good. Like, how do they not get 4 wins out of this schedule? So I just bet more money than I usually do on it, and I just need one more win to cash that bet.
Damn.
Easiest money I've ever made.
Damn. What were the odds on it?
I mean, it was standard win total odds. It was I think minus 110 to 130. I forget exactly.
Look out, dude, making moves.
Also, like to point out, last season, gave out the Nuggets to win the NBA championship in October. Guess who got
No
the
one
dub?
remembers that.
You bet that?
I did.
I
I'm
couldn't
gonna
even
have to
tell
pull
you
up
who
the-
won that.
With podcast money?
Nah, not with podcast money.
I was like, damn, bro, you got to put me in on these bets, man. That's badass. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. What were the odds on that?
Plus 2,800.
Damn. Well,
I was happy with that.
Fuck yeah, let's fucking go. That's a good chunk of change, even if you bet a fucking dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Well, I don't know, man. Goody hasn't responded. We're giving him a few more minutes, and we're gonna get into bets. You know, he'll pop up and just start talking shit. Be like, "Hey, eat a dick. I hate you guys."
Hell with your mom. That's why I'm late. Your mom was milking me.
Ew, dude. Why are you?
Oh,
Ew.
it's ooh when I say it. But when he
Well,
says
yeah, he
it,
said
no
milking me.
response.
Milking. That's what I'm saying. Ew to.
Well, he said he sucks my mom's boobs for milk.
Oh yeah, that is true. I forgot about that. He did claim to
So-
breastfeed off your mom. I forgot.
Yeah.
Highly inappropriate.
Yes. Marielle was a saint.
She's a wonderful woman.
Speaking of Moira's birthday party Saturday, if you want to stop by, Warden should be there.
Yeah, man.
Some other peeps.
I might be able to. So I'm, my world's been a little hectic. I got somebody who's fucking awesome and works for me, and he's sick and out of work right now. So I was supposed to not be
Moira, stop.
working today or tomorrow, and I'm working for him because he's laid up in a hospital bed. He's good, and we're hoping he's okay. He's gonna be fine. He's just resting, but. So I think my one day off this week is Saturday. So if I wake up, then that's totally possible. No,
Ninja Turtle Bounce House, dude.
What's the weight limit on that shit though, dude?
White people only.
Is that your parents' place?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! So I'd be like, okay, go and talk shit to your dad for a little bit, piss him off.
Exactly.
Other games this week that could be interesting. Saints, Packers, but if the Chargers lose to the Vikings, I'm gonna die. You guys play the Broncos, play the Dolphins, Texans, Jags. Jags should make easy work of that. Titans, Browns will actually be probably a pretty decent game. Bills, Commanders is a game that I'm interested to watch. Colts, Ravens. Oh yeah, can we talk about the Colts for a second and just Richardson getting a concussion? Are you sold on Anthony Richardson? Do you think he is the franchise quarterback for that team, or is that just a waste of a pick? I don't get it. I think
He's put up good numbers so far. He might not be the franchise quarterback, but I think you give him another 3-5 years.
But didn't he get knocked out?
See what he has.
Knocked out of the first game. Knocked out of the second game.
Well, that's because their O-line sucks.
Well, his getting the concussion was on that touchdown run. He seems a little reckless to me. I mean, we'll see, but that could be a good game. Patriots, Jets, that'll be a trash game. Panthers, Seahawks will be a trash game. Seahawks should make easy work of that. Bears, Chiefs. That's just gonna be.
Yeah,
Bears fans are just gonna be
going
mad.
downhill.
Bears are just gonna be mad that they didn't draft Mahomes. I always talk about that. Cowboys Cardinals trash game. Steelers Raiders could be good. They could be because they're just both like not. They're both average teams. So that's where I mean it's just like matchup wise that could be a good game. Pass rush of the Steelers, their strength, also their run defense, passing the ball for the Raiders, them on their corners could be an interesting matchup. Then you got Eagles Bucks on Monday night, and then you also have Rams Bengals. If the Rams beat the Bengals, got to win. Bengals got to win that Monday night football game against the Rams.
The Rams do not look bad. They are definitely much improved over last year. Like, unless the Bengals make some drastic leaps between last week and this week, that'll be a close game.
Well, they played more like the Bengals we saw the year before, last week than before. Like, T. Higgins had a touchdown. They need to get a running game going. They need to be better at protecting. I know they're missing some pieces on the offensive line, but I mean, I think it's a win. I mean, if they go down 0-3, that's bad. If they go down 0-3, that's bad. Oh, see, 9:30.
He's not even here. He's not even.
You need to say something. I think he can hear. You need to say something about his mom milking you. He was talking about it. He was like, he's gonna appear and say something about my mom milking it. I was like, good lord, dude, what the fuck?
Dude, just like the heifer that she is, getting on those udders.
Well, Elwood thinks that the Cowboys are the most impressive team in the league.
Tried to say they were the #1 team in the league.
Said Elwood.
Yeah, Elwood tried to say that they were the #1 team.
So look at this.
Like, now.
Highest graded defenders after week 2. Number 1, Micah Parsons. Number 2, Jesse Bates. Number 3, Nick Bosa. Number 4, TJ Watt. Number 5, Grant Delpit. Number 6, Myles Garrett. Number 7, DeMarcus Lawrence. Number 9, David Amayada. So number 10 on this list is Jalen Carter. He's at a 90.2 with the Eagles. That rookie defensive tackle. That's crazy. Did you freeze, Mr. Goody? Are you there?
No. I'm just looking at the bets that I placed last week.
Oh, how'd you do?
Well, I teased the Raiders up to plus 15.5, and they still didn't cover.
Tried to tell you.
I know. Well, I had already made the bets, right, when you told me.
Okay.
Let's check the NFC, though. Hold on. I think the Lions blew it.
I gotta get my hair cut, man. Look at this shit, dude. It's like beastly.
Yeah, both mine got blown up.
Look at this shit, dude. It's huge. It's fucking huge, man.
I had Saints, Packers, Niners, Eagles, but the Lions just crushed the NFC one.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders crushed the AFC.
Well, I mean, we're waiting on Elwood, and he has nothing to do with it. But we got Goody here.
Have you guys already started, or like for an hour now?
Yeah, we're an hour and 15 minutes. We've just been vibing, chatting about last week's games. Do you have any thoughts?
Talking about life.
Have any thoughts on the games last week?
Well, yeah. I mean, I actually had to go to urgent care because I had too much calcium from your Elwood's mom. I was just milking her. Just got it into her udders. I just was like,
See? Y'all thought he wasn't going to?
So I OD'd on calcium.
No, I called you out before he even showed up.
I have a sound effect called PTSD where it's like a battlefield far, far away with like explosions and helicopters. And I feel like this is what Elwood hears when you come on because he knows you're gonna start talking about
Yeah, even though I don't care.
Take
It's
it.
more like
Take.
it's more like I fished him perfectly, and just like the bottom sucker that he
How?
is,
You
How?
know.
he bit it.
How?
You know.
How?
Because I go right when
You're
he gets
making
on,
you make
right
fun
when he
of
gets
your
on, he's
mom,
gonna talk
and then I
about
make fun of
milking
your
my
mom.
mom. I said
You
right when he signs
you
on, he's gonna talk
I
about
lured
milking my
you into
mom,
talking shit about your
and you
mom.
literally use the words milking my mom instantly. So it's
Yes,
like I
because of
know
the
you
calcium
more than
overdose.
you know you. I know you more than you know
Shit, it
you.
was dangerous. I probably should have gone to the emergency room. Urgent care wasn't enough. I had to go to triage.
You took a couple
Probably should
lactates.
get a
And it didn't hold up,
probably should
dude.
get a bedroom that doesn't look like a depressed hotel room right there. God damn.
Okay,
No,
Where'd you get that lamp? Fucking Hilton
I
Regency?
I told him to say that. I was like,
Oh, okay.
because you were gone, and I was like, dude, when he comes back, he got to say something. That's a sweet shirt. But no, what do you got to say about the football games? Anything? Any insights?
I mean, Eagles 2-0. What else is new? We already know.
Yeah, what do you guys say about that Vikings handing you that game?
Because they suck.
Yeah.
Plus, it was a Thursday night game, and Thursday night games are always weird. You know, it's just rare that we have a Super Bowl like favorite playing in a Thursday night game. You know.
On week 2.
Yeah.
It was
But
weird.
now we've had a long week to rest.
And
So,
get ready for Baker.
ooh, my boy, bake me a cake.
He's taking your Eagles down. He's putting them in the oven. I already said it.
No, we'll
Gonna
swallow
have
'em.
some baked eagle.
Darius Slay has 2 picks.
Bread in the oven, bacon. Here comes the rude boy Jamaican.
Because they're gonna be prepared for the deep shot. I think they're gonna be waiting and prepared for them to just go vertical, go vertical, go
Oh
vertical.
yeah, they're gonna set him up like I set Elwood up about his mom, just constantly. They're gonna bait him into it.
All right, well, let's get into bets. Where's my bet sound? So we'll let Goody go first because this is always shorter. But you got all your parlays got.
No. Let the robot go first.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Wait, was not prepared for this. Hang on.
Oh, what else is
You
new
only
with the
have an
robot?
hour.
No, like I made all my bets. I just gotta like pull up the word page that actually has all the info. All right, so I do know off the top of my head went 2-2 last week. Packers did not cover the -1 at the Falcons. The game actually closed with the Falcons being 3-point favorites. The Packers had injuries with Romeo Dobbs, and I think it was David Bakhtiari after the show aired. If I had known about those injuries, wouldn't have given out that bet. Is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. So 49ers at the Rams over 44.5. That did come in. That was a nice hit. And then the Lions -5 against the Seahawks did not cover, as we have talked about before, or I guess earlier would be a better phrase. And then we had the two-leg teaser. We teased the 49ers down to 1.5 against the Rams, and the Bills down to 2.5, which is the smarter play as opposed to teasing the Raiders up. But both those legs hit, and so we went 2-2 down the juice. And then let's see here for this week. Where did those go? I apologize. There we go. So for this week, got 2 games for two bets for Thursday night. I'm taking the 49ers -10. The Giants offense has struggled for the first 6 quarters of their season, and they needed a miracle to come back on Sunday against the Cardinals. But they lost their pretty much only offensive weapon while doing so. So I think their offense is going to struggle a lot. Meanwhile, you have the 49ers, who's I believe are the best team in the league. They're operating on all cylinders. So that's why I like them -10. Then I also like the under 44.5. I don't think we're going to see much points out of the 49er, we're not going to see a lot of points out of the Giants to begin with. And then the 49ers, with it being a short week, and them and Brandon Ayuk, one of their key offensive weapons, being questionable, he might play, but it'll be on a very limited basis if he does. So I think their offense is just going to be more so run the ball, do what we need to do, get down the field, dink and dunk. Let's just win this game and get on to the next week. So that's why I like the under. And then for the Bears at the Chiefs, I'm taking the Bears team total under 17.5. The Chiefs defense is surprisingly good this year. They've given up 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks against 2 solid offenses, with the Lions and the Jaguars, both of which are not elite, but I'd say they're top third in the league. So that's definitely a positive. And then you look at the Bears offense, they're struggling right now. They can't do anything right. So not a whole lot of faith in them. When with it being in Kansas City, I think that definitely helps as well. I do like this number at 17.5, with 17 being the key number here. If you get it at 16.5, I don't like it as much. Just a little sidebar there. And then the Seahawks at the Panthers. I like the Seahawks minus 5.5. Panthers, yeah, they've looked good, but their offense struggles. Bryce Young is having his typical rookie struggles. He's going through his growing pains. Their ground game, I should say, has not looked as elite. Never mind. Their ground game has not looked very great. And I think the Seahawks last week, that's the Seahawks that we saw last season, not in week 1. So they definitely figured it out. The game is in Seattle. I think this is just a recipe for the Seahawks to continue their momentum that they had last week and just dominate this team.
Okay.
That's the picks.
So you got Niners minus 10, Bears team total under 17.5, and Seahawks over the Panthers minus 5.5.
And the 49ers under 41.
And 49ers, yeah, under 41. So it's
You can
Niners
tease
minus
it.
10 so that's a double. So that's a double doozy. So you have to pick in the Niners minus 10, and you're also picking total score under 44.5.
You can parlay them. You can tease it if you like. I like it a lot better in a teaser, but it's obviously not as good of odds.
I mean, but like the Giants got 40 put up on them the first week, and then the Cardinals put up 30 whatever. You don't think that this game's going to go over 44 total?
Not really. I mean,
You're saying it's
really.
like 21-17?
No, I'm thinking more like 27-10.
Yeah, 27-3.
All right.
It's going to be a brutal game. Because the Niners are just going to be chomping at the bit. Their defense is going to be ready to go. That's for sure. There's going to be the defense will be like, "Oh, you guys rest everybody. We got it this week."
That's my upset pick of the week.
Giants over
The-
Niners.
The odds on that are insane. It's like you could get
That's what I bet.
like plus 550 on just the Giants money line.
Yeah, I'm a gambler, so that's where I'm going.
I don't know. That's a risky bet. All right. So I had 2 5-team parlays last week, and one team blew them up in each. So I wanted to do a 4-team, but then on the NFC side, it was just too tasty, so I went 5 on that. So NFC, these are all money line parlays. I just have the Lions at home over the Falcons, Seahawks at home over the Panthers, Cowboys on the road over the Cardinals, Eagles down in there, Bacon, Tampa Bay, and I got the Rams on the road over the Bengals because I don't trust the fucking Bengals. So that's the NFC 5-team parlay. Lions, Seahawks, Cowboys, Eagles, Rams. 1 unit equals 70. $100 is a 7-1 parlay.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that it's a must-win game for the Bengals. Like, if they go out there and lose on Monday Night Football and start out 0-3, that's going to be really rough.
I think it's going to happen.
Really rough for them. It's totally possible, but that's going to be rough if they start out 0-3.
They're not good. And then let me just hit you with the AFC. This one I just did a 4-team because I feel like these are all bangers. This is just go bet your house on it because it's going to hit. It's only a 200 plus 230 bet here, plus 235. I got the Browns at home over the Titans, Jaguars at home over the Texans, Dolphins at home over the Broncos, Ravens at home over the Colts. Like all of those 4 home big favorites. I think that's a lock.
Oh.
And you're getting plus 230 on it.
Okay. The other one was 7-1.
Yeah. That one had the Rams, who weren't favored on the road in the versus the Bengals, which might have been the easiest one to pick. I kept the Niners out of it because like the odds are just ridiculous for them right now, and I don't get it. And I would be really pissed off if the Giants beat the Niners and blew up the parlay.
Yeah, that'd be frustrating. All right, well that's bets. I need to go out and just start placing my own bets. I need to start bringing bets. But
Come to the table.
But I'm in Texas, man. They're hardcore about online betting and all sorts of shit.
I'm not allowed to do it in California. I just do it because I'm a boss.
Well,
all you just have to get a offshore casino, and as long as
everybody froze.
legal,
Okay.
you're frozen. It's just
All right, so who becomes the pseudo host if you lose connection?
Pseudo host if I lose connection. I'm thinking of 2.0 would be
gang, let's go.
2.0. We have the same name. Did Goody just leave? It would have to be. It couldn't be Elwood. It could be it could be Schultz. Y'all could 50-50 it, but it couldn't be Elwood because then he turned it into a Cowboys show. Yeah, but you would turn it into a Broncos show. That's just concerning.
No, I turn it into a football, video game, wrestling / which haunted house has he gone to this weekend, bro?
We should do like a
It's
live.
the season.
We should live stream watch like a wrestling match or something like that sometime.
Man, you missed a big one in London that they had record-setting attendance. It was cool watching it live. Like it brought back, since they had the event in Wembley. It brought back like that old school '90s WrestleMania in the full big arenas. When the crowds were actually like so close and involved. Like, yeah, WWE will do big arenas still now, but it's just like the vibes ain't there.
That was my favorite place if I was playing like the old wrestling game. It was like what stadium you'd want to play at, and you could do Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, he always did. What is it? Summer Bash on WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Have you played a Madden? Like, do you play any more sports games these days?
I do sometimes. I haven't played any of the newer Maddens. Like this year's Madden, I haven't played because they're
What?
Oh, they're just not. It's like I'm buying the same game over and over again. So I was like, fuck this.
Joe, there used to be some heated NBA games over at J Hug's apartment back in the day.
Well, he got to play.
And Madden.
He played me in NCAA football when he was living with me, and he learned a quick lesson about playing me in some sports games.
Yeah, that was bad.
No, well, yeah, but I mean, I've also been playing that game since like 2014, so it's not. Who's
your neighbor that like raged that one time? Like the gangster dude.
Oh, in Austin?
Yeah.
Eugene. My buddy Eugene.
Eugene.
Eugene's the dude, man. Yeah, we would play NBA 2K or Madden, and I almost always beat him. And they'd be good games, but in Madden, like he could never beat me. And I remember one time we were playing, and he threw an interception, and I picked it off with Larry Johnson off of someone's back and ran it back for a touchdown in overtime. And he'd like scream and like leave. He would like leave, and I'd be like so angry. And Eugene is a big fucking dude.
A big boy.
So Eugene's not the type of person you want to get pissed off. But I'd just sit there and talk shit to him the whole time we would play. And he'd be talking shit back, and he'd get up and storm out and slam the door because he'd lose to me again in like 2K. I'd put it on him in 2K. I'd be the old school Timberwolves with Kevin Love. And Vucevic, and they had this guy Martell Webster, and I could just like shoot threes with him all day. Like I'd never miss, and he'd get so angry because we'd be playing some game, and I'd go like 18, 24 from three with Martell Webster and like 68 points, and he'd always be LeBron. He always had to be LeBron, or he'd be Kobe, and I'd just like beat him with like some no-name team or some with a bunch, some rando like Jimmer Fredette, just like raining threes on him all day. Did he really leave because I said that you would be the de facto host?
He is that type of person.
No, I mean that's my boy. Obviously, there would be no host. If I go down, the show goes down. That's how it is.
Well, apparently he didn't think that way. He just thought you backstabbed him.
Y'all are all angry, but none of y'all are black, so it doesn't really work out that well. You'd be in blackface.
Not the best look.
Yeah, not the best look, Elwood.
I mean, I kind of am already in this lighting. My face is shaded.
No, it's because you're wearing a hat at 10 o'clock at night indoors. That's why. Yeah.
My hair didn't look that good.
Your hair looks the same.
I'll wear a hat.
Well, dang, I mean, I wish you would have stuck around. That sucks. Now I feel bad, man. Unless he got disconnected.
Don't feel bad.
Well, his computer was spazzed out the other day, too, where it, like, froze. See, like, because right now we have no connection issues.
I don't feel anything bad for a guy that talks about another man's mother the way that he does.
Oh. Well, I did set him up. I was like, hey, dude, when he comes back, you got to say something about milking or something, because he swears that's what you're gonna do. So I thought you could hear me. I thought you still had your headphones.
No.
So I was I was waiting for you to be like "fuck you" or to say something, and you didn't say shit. So I was like, oh fuck, he might actually think this is real. But you guys go at it. It's kind of funny.
We lost him again.
Wait, did he just join and leave?
Well, I can't wait for the Cowboys to...
No, you froze. We lost video for you.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be the Eagles in the race. I think it's going to be Cowboys and Niners for the number one seed this year.
A little bit early to tell, but it's possible. You have just as good of a chance as anybody. Because it's been 2 weeks. So we'll see. Well, damn, you guys got anything else? We went through bets. I'm glad he came on for bets at least. But yeah, I mean, we'll just see. We got game tomorrow. Probably not going to be good, but we'll all watch it because we're obsessed with football. What were you going to say, Smallwood?
Y'all stoked for the Toy Story game?
The Toy Story game.
You haven't seen the
commercials you didn't hear about
the London game?
Mm-mm.
So I don't. So I don't know how they're doing it. If it's going to be like a delayed thing, or because the way that I've heard it advertised is it's a live broadcast of a virtual representation of the players as toys in Andy's room on Disney Plus the same time the game's going on. And it's who is it? Jags and.
What is it, like Toy Story? What's like Toy Story?
Like it's supposed to be like Andy's room where the toys come alive, but it's football toy. I guess.
All it's bringing up
football player toy.
All it's doing is bringing up old shit.
Just type in NFL Toy Story game London.
Oh, NFL Toy Story game. Oh yeah, dude, they've been doing all sorts of weird shit with these football games.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this is gonna work and if it's gonna be an utter fail or if it's actually gonna be somewhat entertaining.
I bet it's gonna be funny as shit.
Also, can we agree that Monday nights, them having this 2 games an hour apart is one of the stupidest things they've done in NFL scheduling?
Yeah, it's dumb as fuck. It makes no sense.
Like, why? There's no point. They're both on ESPN. They could very easily just stagger them correctly.
Yeah.
I wonder if they thought it was like one game, depending on the week, would get so much less viewers than the other.
Well, they're trying to
That
throw it.
this
They're
was
trying to.
their best way to like get as many viewers in that niche window for the broadcasting.
Well, it's for all the people who don't have ESPN, so they can get those viewers too. So you'll watch it. You'll watch football. It doesn't matter which team, and then you'll watch that one to see highlights from the other game if you don't have ESPN. That's pretty much it. Because they own both channels, so why wouldn't they just play games on both? Why limit your market and play like, I don't know, fucking Bones or whatever the fuck they play on APC? I think that was a CBS show. I don't know. Did I freeze again?
No, you're good, dude. I think we're just all tired. Goody was supposed to be that energy to lift up the podcast midway through, but he failed us. We know you're fake freezing. You can't do it, guys.
Hey, what's up, guys? I love football. I'm an NPC it, dog. Look out. All right, well, I'm going to call it, guys. Goody bailed out.
All right.
But I appreciate you. 2.0 in Elwood. We'll be back next week. We'll see what Elwood's background looks like next week, too.
Gonna be the same.
All right.
Maybe some more Halloween stuff.
All right, and I'll let you know. Reach out to me off air, and we'll chit chat about the birthday party. Give me the deets, because I at least swing by, say hey to your parents and shit. So chill for a little bit. All right, well, I love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Adios.
All right, well, that's number 27. Broncos suck in the bag. I guess we made Mr. Goody mad. Don't be mad, Mr. Goody. Come back next week. We love you. And we still got the podcast Monday. So come on. But yeah, 2-0 Cowboys, 2-0 Eagles, 2-0 a lot of teams. It's only been 2 weeks. We got a ways to go, but y'all be good. Stay safe. Peace out.